Hey guys, it's Grant. It's been a while since I've just kind of talked. Just had a great smoothie. Um, my messy room out here. Got all my stuff. Um, just had a good smoothie. Just broke my amala. Just waiting for the kiddos to get out of the kitchen so I can cook some veggies. I might have some mung beans or rice with them, or potatoes, organic. I have this one right here that was reduced produce. This ginormous eggplant, which is technically a fruit. It's huge. And yeah, today just grape juice and that smoothie so far. It's already really dark. It's crazy. It's crazy. We're already getting into winter very soon. So yeah, I just wanted to have like a quick update talking because I haven't really done that in a while. See that green medal right there, that was from the OCR Worlds. I did that in October. This little guy did all the obstacles in the 3K and the 15 kilometer, and should have had better shoes. I had these guys on. They don't really have much grip for the mud. Usually you want like little prong grips on your shoes. So I was sliding. I could have done better if I had better shoes. That simple. But yeah, basically just been like going within in a lot of ways. Been seeing a lot of beautiful numbers and synchronicities, and just presence of the angels and the spirit guides and Jesus and archangels and fairies, as these little moths are buzzing around my room. They're really fairies in my view. And just a lot of evolution, experimenting with different plant medicine teachers like herbs and all that. Tobacco, honestly. I've been smoking that a good amount. Today I don't want to smoke. At least tobacco. I might smoke chamomile. I might just burn some more incense, and that usually gives me that feeling of tranquility, of centeredness. I got some frankincense and myrrh. I put it in here with a charcoal tablet. It's still burning. Still going. Those embers. But yeah, it's just been so many things happening. Like, where do I even start? I guess this will be a video if you guys are watching to like ask me like what do you want me to talk about? Because I've been just focused on like the same path, you know. It's not like I've really deviated. It's just like it may have altered a little bit in what I share, but never in what I'm doing. I fully am just with the spirit as much as I can be. That was kind of a request that I had made months ago or even weeks ago, at points, because it goes up and down, you know. Where it's just like I really just want to be with spirit. I want to be more inspired. I want to like just be lifted up. But really, the main thing there is that I had to see that I was the one to lift myself up, for the most part, you know. Like, this guy, Jesus, he's only a guide. He's not gonna carry you. And And it's what a lot of people don't really get is we kind of have to do our work. We have to do the work with the families we were born into. We have to do the work with the whatever passion or duty and services that we are called to embark upon and finish through, see it through. There's a lot of things I have yet to see through physically, but energetically I know that I have done a lot of the work, and I am doing the work by just being fully present and aware. And yeah, it all comes back to the basic, just like being present and being very aware and very focused. And a big part of my focus has been this movement practice, and it's brought me into an amazing career opportunity or job, whatever you want to call it, working at this gym that is like straight out of a dream. Working at this gym that does parkour, ninja warrior, obstacle course racing, and an inflatable obstacle course for the kids. They have a rock wall with auto belay and with just regular belay, and I learned how to do that finally. Like I didn't know how to. You can see Ganesha back there. And this guy, always ready. Help you out on your journey. So many sacred things to share, but really from there, like what I was just saying is like I really feel like focusing on movement has brought me this passion and this opportunity and this obstacle, because it's like it's not right off the bat the best paying thing, but it is better than my last job. It is better than driving around and delivering food I never would want to eat or consider food. I don't consider animal flesh food at all. It's unfortunate that we've been conditioned to believe that. And even with other plant foods, this guy, Arnold Ehret, he's always going into that. And even Jesus, like, just check this one out. Not in your typical Bible, the Aquarian Gospel of Jesus Christ. And it's unfortunate a lot of people are back to that caveman mentality. But really, I'm all about moving forward, and movement is only like, it's a way to express energy, express freedom, express, I want to say being free, because we are not dumb for being freedom. Or you could think of it, free the dumb. There's many ways to frame these words. Look at these little fairies around here. So I really see it as very simple as coming back to truth that we don't really even need food. We just need to unobstruct our bodies, and fruit is the most cleansing, and things like Concord grape juice, even when it's cooked, and adding lemon, is extremely helpful for cleaning out our bodies and feeling nourished from it. If I have cravings and I drink any amount of grape juice, I just immediately get back to this consciousness of, I have all this responsibility to clean my body. How could I choose to put obstruction in my body when for so long I've been focused on clearing it and unobstructing it? How could I choose to put death into my body? How could I choose to put stimulants into my body? And I've found, yes, there's lots of obstruction and mucus created from even just smoking, whether it's tobacco or even just an herb that is not marijuana, like chamomile. Um, it's amazing like how much tar and buildup that there can be. But it's also amazing like how powerful this stuff is to kind of bring you back on track. And so I don't want to take it for granted, and I don't want to abuse the power of that, and I don't want to abuse my organs um, in the long run. But having that consciousness of like stepping a little bit out of my comfort zone and trying these things that aren't totally pure, but with the intention of having like an experience from it that can guide me into different aspects of myself. Um, like it's all sacred in the intention of it. Um, but at the end of the day, we are in these human bodies, so we have to be wary of what we're doing with them and how we treat ourselves and the compassion we have for our bodies. Not just like trying to go on a trip at the expense of our body, or trying to push it too much, trying to exert too much energy. Because ultimately, if we find we're seeking things, we are in a mentality of lack. We want to just be peaceful and whole and complete all the time. And that takes absolutely no seeking outside of ourselves. All the things that you need to help you on your journey as you come closer to Source, they will attract to you. And that's the trust you have to have in yourself, in your environment. And that's the trust I've been having these past few weeks and months, where I haven't shared so much on here or on my other pages and things. It's the beingness of less is more, and the spirit is always here. It's always willing to help me out, willing to express gratitude and freeness and greatness and love and vision and strength. That's all right here. And I was searching for it in a way that was like very stressful. Like I had to get the best fruits, or I had to um, like just get better quality cooked food to eat instead of um, like all this crap that you see like Wendy's and I don't know why I thought Roy Rogers, but I used to eat that a lot when I was younger. Roy Rogers and Burger King and just low quality food prepared at the hot bar at Whole Foods. It's like they put oil and salt all over it, and it's like, why? Like, how is this considered whole food when you add constituents of other foods to it? It doesn't make sense. And how is animal flesh considered whole food? I still don't get that. Um, so it's very much energy to sift through as you start to get on these deeper layers. Um, and so like I want to be here for people, and I also want to give that perspective of what I've been through, and I want to share that. And I think for a while I wasn't really encouraged to go on to here to share so much because the nature of you need 1,000 subscribers to go live, and that doesn't really matter. I can still make these videos and post them. Now I just realize it's like, yeah, just have that intention, and like you're already there. Whether there's 100 obstacles or one obstacle or no obstacles in front of you, you will manifest it. And so this is really my dream, to share um, content and artistry that I've created, whether it is um, even just talking from the heart, even just like sharing an experience like at the OCR World Championships. There's so much I could talk about, but a lot of the times the silence speaks so loudly, and it is so great to immerse in that silence, um, because like that's what virtually all of nature does, and language places a lot of sticky limitations on things. So I find that as just a very quiet and reserved person, I can be very focused on just very subtle expressions, and body language, and just the way that I am in the world. That's much more important to me than any words I could ever say. Um, and so that's why I share a lot of movement stuff. And I really like to share that because that's an expression of me feeling in my element, in my strength, the elements too, um, that compose us and also surround us at all times. Feeling that is just like such a blessing, and I wish to share that because I know that there's a lot of people out there who are on a more raw, fasting, fruit based, plant based, alkaline, vegan journey, or just a spiritual path of meditation, or people who are even into moving the bodies in new ways and expressively, people who aren't able to move their bodies very well right now, and who like almost live vicariously through those who do move their bodies. And um, there's so many aspects that I love in myself that reflect on this audience that I get to share with you guys. You guys are the audience, and you guys are reflecting these aspects that I shed light on, and I love all the shadows and all the brightness, all the shining. And so there's a lot of beautiful expressions that if you really look into my movement, then you'll see it just as strongly as you do with my words, and with whatever online presence I portray, and with whatever presence you get to engage with if you get to meet me. And if I get to meet you, if I get that honor and that pleasure and my duty to start to connect to more of our beautiful soul family, our beautiful bunch of beings that have come to Earth to help out in this very difficult time. Whether you believe in any of that, I'm just here for you guys, and I want to share like my journey in the most genuine way. And sometimes I'm not gonna speak on it, you know. But anyways, yeah, I guess there's a lot of found my notebook. Isn't that funny when you look in a pocket that you forgot about? Anyways, yeah, recently I've just been really focused on the Master Fast system, and I've been focused on a lot more energetic kind of clearing, not worrying so much about the physical, like, oh, what am I eating? Like, that doesn't matter as much. But it's all plant based, and it's always trying to have a fasting window of some sort that I really feel like, yeah, I did some work today. Sometimes I'm like, I don't even want to work on this. I'm just gonna put the cleanest thing in first, and then move to denser things throughout the day and the evening, and just try not to eat too late. Like, that's been a real focus of mine, because at this new obstacle gym, I sometimes am there kind of late. Like, their normal hours during the weekdays are like 4 to 9, and they have after school things at like 1 or 2 p.m. Well, 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. or 2 and 3 and whatever. And they have homeschool programs for kids in the area, and yeah, it's just different hours than what I'm used to. But at the same time, it's like it's also what I'm used to, but like I don't want to be used to it. Like, it was for years in school, I would stay up late and study or do things with people, or all that. Like there was a good stretch of time, like sophomore and junior year, I would go to bed and I would get up really early and I would go out and have these obstacle course racing practices. I would invite people to come at 6:30 a.m. and we would get out there and do a lot of great movements and obstacles and just breathe in some fresh morning air with the sun coming up. Um, and it's like I miss aspects of that, but I also know that there's many aspects I wouldn't want in this moment. So it's like it's just seeing my growth through all of that, and at the same time seeing these patterns that have gone back through the years. Um, I just burnt a bunch of papers from like some of those earlier years, middle school, starting high school, um, or yeah, it was like high school into college. Some papers that like they took me back to that consciousness of like, oh yeah, I was like getting ready for social evolution class. I was getting ready for um, psychology, which I got an A in. I was so happy about. It was like one of the few classes I really ever put in a lot of work to just get that A. Um, really easy format for me. A lot of classes didn't have that, and I just didn't want to try to make my own good structure for it. I didn't want to bring my own discipline into it because I just didn't feel like it was worth the time. Um, so yeah, like a lot of the times, I think I have this late night anxiety of like, all right, I want to do work on my creative stuff, but like, what work should I do? I'm kind of tired, and then I'll like eat to stimulate me to stay up later, and then that has tied into the whole um, episodes of just porn, masturbation, orgasm addictions. Um, like being addicted to that to fall asleep. Like, I don't need that. I don't. I know I can perfectly relax and unwind by the time it comes 8, 9, 10 p.m. Even now, since it's getting darker earlier, it's only 5:33. I can barely see it because the screen's so bright. It's only 5:33. um, and it's already basically nightfall. So we got short days here now in New Jersey, and it's just like I wasn't looking forward to this, but at the same time, I kind of am. I know it's like the exact, precise healing for this cycle that needs to take place. This season is very important to kind of just grab hold of and be like, hey, I can do this healing with the earth and the elements right now, with the spirit, with the heavens. So, yeah, there's a lot of things in this consciousness that really need to be cleaned up. And I did a lot of cleaning up this fall. Like I have all these books here to donate. I just donated a bunch of clothes, like probably 50 articles, and I still got a whole bunch worth. And then there's more that like I know I don't really wear that often, and I want to just get it down to like 4 clothes or 4 or 5 articles per like category, like socks, just 4 or 5 and all that, you know? And then I have all these shoes that I switch between. There's so many energies of each item. And it's just like as I was going through it, I was really anxious and I was like, holy crap, like I don't want to I don't want to do anything else. Like I don't even want to do this. But then I just reminded myself like how good it would feel to just get through all this gunk and clutter and crap. It's not all crap, you know, but it's like it's just got attached a lot of extra energy that I don't really want. And I even considered like cutting this hair because I have this skin stuff going on. You can't see it in this light so much, but it's like my whole neck is almost like just a shade darker or lighter than this skin, and it doesn't hurt. It doesn't harm me in any way. It's just like a reflection. There's like something within me, especially this very erogenous and sensitive area, um, that just like it wants to be let go of. It wants to be loved and purified. And so it's very difficult sometimes when our outer lives aren't so orderly to really find that time to take care of yourself. So that has been like also another thing and another reason why it's like I was just busy cleaning up. And there's a lot more to do, man and woman. Um, but I have to keep reminding myself like as long as this stuff is here, I'm like I need to be working on it. I need to clear it out, and I've been clearing stuff out from my mom's house, bringing it over here, and then it's more stuff here after I've already cleaned out some stuff from here, and so it's like I gotta make sure that I'm not overwhelming myself, and I'm being compassionate there, and maybe there's just somewhere I can put this stuff for the time being, and then I can set that intention. Hey, I'm gonna come back to this. Um, but like we all have our different ways of doing things, and I'm supposed to be an organized, neat freak Virgo, and I mean, I've never had that really. I've never had that precision and discipline, really so set. Like there's been aspects that have come out, especially during those OCR years, and when I did crew every day, I never missed a practice. Um, yeah, never missed a practice. 6 days a week, freshman year, fall, winter, and spring. Um, so yeah, and I mean, I got all these books laying here too. I want to get reading them. I just like I know there's all these things I want to do, but if you're focused, then you'll get through exactly what you got to get through. Um, so yeah, like I feel the easiest thing for me to focus on is movement because it got me to London to do the obstacle course racing world championships, and I just felt so blessed to be there, especially with the guys that I manifested it with. So much thanks to Rupesh. He hosted us and three other guys who were basically fruitarian raw vegans, and it was amazing. Like there were these awesome playgrounds right next to the Airbnb we stayed at. Um, a lot of stuff was covered for me, and I was just like, wow, thank you. Like I really appreciate that, and like big shout outs to Rupesh because I don't know how I would have financially gotten through that without him. And I mean, I'm not the best at planning things. I just try to be a dot sometimes and um, just be hopeful the universe is going to catch me. But at the same time, like moving into this job, it's a lot more stability in a way that is very aligned with my passion. Um, and I hope to bring all the wisdom of the fruits to these guys who are kind of mucus congested white, very pasty. Um, it's just a lot of people are like that, and they might take it as offense, but like I'm just saying, like I was there before too, and I have a lot of room to grow as well. I have a lot of stuff to get out of me. I got mucoid plaque out of me. See my video. It's a few videos below. Um, like more recently, like September, I posted that one, end of September, and it was gnarly stuff. And I've gotten that out a second time, or maybe two other times, I think. Um, but yeah, one other time in the woods, at least. And it's amazing, like how like I'm just flowing in a lot of other ways, but it can be overwhelming if you don't have a way to set up like your own discipline about things. So yeah, that's basically it, guys, for now. Um, I'm just really, really grateful you all can tune in, and I'm really looking forward to sharing more and having a more consistent flow of things, um, in order to share in the best way and the efficient way, and to really create the best content. I might not be a good videographer, but I can at least put this out there. I love you guys. Peace.